This bolt I'm holding in my hand might look like an ordinary piece of hardware. But in aviation, every single part has a soul. We call this traceability, backed by documents like the EASA Form 1 or the FAA 8130-3. This is the part's birth certificate. It proves where it was made, how it was tested, and that it is safe to fly. But what if I told you that right now, thousands of aircraft are flying with ghost parts, components with completely forged identities? Today we are stepping into the darkest room of the industry, the multi-billion-dollar world of bogus parts. From the man who tricked the entire world, Jose Zamora Irala, to the fake bolts that ripped an airplane's tail off in mid-air. Fasten your seatbelts because this story will change the way you look at aviation forever. In 2023, the aviation world was rocked by the most sophisticated fraud in its history. A London-based company called AOG Technics had been selling spare parts for the world's most reliable jet engine, the CFM56. Behind the company was a mysterious figure named Jose Zamora Irala. Irala acted like an illusionist. On his LinkedIn profile, he portrayed himself as an aviation mastermind with decades of experience. But investigators later found that his employees were fake personas created with stock photos. The real danger, however, was inside the engines. AOG Technics sold hundreds of engine parts as new and certified to major airlines. When the scandal broke, giants like Delta, United, Southwest, and American Airlines were in shock. The Form 1 documents, the signatures, and the stamps that came with these parts were 100% forged. These parts were operating in the hottest, highest pressure sections of jet engines. Hundreds of planes were grounded overnight. Jose Zamora Irala didn't just steal money. He attacked the most sacred rule of aviation: trust. You might be thinking, it's just a bolt. How bad can it be? The answer lies in one of the most tragic accidents in history. Partnair Flight 394. On September 8, 1989, a Convair 580 operated by a Norwegian company disintegrated in mid-air and crashed into the sea, killing all 55 people on board. When the crash investigators recovered the wreckage, they found a horrifying truth. 3 of the 4 main bolts connecting the tail to the fuselage were fake. They were bogus parts. While the original bolts were designed to withstand the engine's intense vibrations, these fakes were essentially just low-grade steel rods. The vibration created a phenomenon called resonance. The fake bolts couldn't handle the load, they snapped, and the tail section separated in flight. This crash taught aviation authorities a bitter lesson. A fake part might start as a small crack in the system, but it can kill an entire airplane. How are these fake parts even made? Often, they aren't even new. In the black market, the most common technique is called mop and glow. Normally, when an engine part reaches the end of its life or develops microscopic cracks, it is marked as scrap and must be destroyed. But fraudsters collect this scrap, polish it with chemical solutions to make it look brand new, hide the cracks with special coatings, and issue a fake zero-time certificate. You think you have a fresh part in your engine, but in reality, it's a fatigued ghost with 40,000 hours of flight time, ready to fail at any second. This is where we, the technicians, come in. We aren't just people who swap parts. We are the technical detectives of the sky. In our manuals, we call this SUP, Suspected Unapproved Parts. When a part arrives at the hangar, we check 3 things. First, LALSA marking. Authentic parts have serial numbers engraved with flawless precision. Fakes often have font errors or manual-looking engravings. Second, document verification. We verify the authorization numbers on the Form 1 against the official databases. And third, material integrity. If we see a suspicious shine or a texture mismatch, that part does not go into the engine, because the signature we put under that maintenance release represents hundreds of lives, not just a job. The aviation black market might be a billion-dollar industry, but there is something much stronger standing against it: aviation discipline. If scandals like AOG Technics are caught today, it's because thousands of technicians and engineers are tracking even a single comma error on a piece of paper. Next time you hear the roar of a jet engine, remember the honesty behind that sound and the endless vigilance of US technicians. The sky is only safe for those who play by the rules. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the hidden world of aviation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your questions in the comments below. Safe flights!